Hello, welcome to my channel. Let's talk about Married at First Sight. I know I haven't talked about them in a long time and I realize it. So on this Easter Sunday, I decided to talk about them. I hope that you guys can join me. If you cannot, that is okay. You can watch the playback. I don't expect there to be a large audience. So let's just go on ahead and jump in. I'm not even going to wait for people to get into the room. And let's talk about this. So I did watch last week's episode, but I did not take any notes. And because I was so fed up with all the couples, I barely remember it. The only thing that I remember about last episode was Chris and Paige going to play basketball and then him telling her that he does want to get a divorce because she doesn't answer his phone calls or that she's not trying unless the cameras are on. And then I remember Jacob getting real deep inside of his feelings and behaving as though, girl, like Haley was like, you're the ugliest ugly to ever ugly. And I'm not attracted to you. And so he just was like, deep in his feelings and he let it all come out. And I'm sure Eric and Virginia were fighting over his apartment and the dog and him being controlling. And then Ryan still not having sex with Clara, and Vincent and Brianna being cool. So that's my recap for last episode. So this episode is called Dog Owners Wanted or Must Love Dogs. It is season 12, episode 12. So those of you who have made it into the room, I want to thank you so much. This is going to be a small little intimate group of folks. I see that Ramsterdam is here all the way from Amsterdam, Holland. And then we've got Quasimodem, which is Mickey. Hello. Aspasia. Oh, thank you for the heart. Thank you for the like. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And here we go. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of Married at First Sight, season 12, episode 12, Must Love Dogs. Okay, so let's start off with let's just jump right into it. Let's start off with Eric and Virginia, okay? We've got to talk about Eric and Virginia because they are the ones that are giving us the most, drama filled, the most action. And so I have to give it to them. I have to hand it to them. Thank you for keeping me entertained because we've reached a lull for me, at least in the season. So we start off this episode when they're in the bed and Eric is looking like the Unabomber sitting in his bed with his sweater on and she's sitting next to him. And they both seem to be Eric seems to be drunk. There's something with the way he's speaking that I just was like, are you drunk, sir? And she's having an anxiety attack because he is criticizing her dog. So I guess the backstory is that she got Rocky when she was really depressed and he helped pull her out of that. And not unlike her life, Rocky isn't all that trained or put together. And so there are some things about him that Eric finds to be annoying. And he often compares his dog, Tex, to her dog. And that bothers her because I think she feels like if you're talking about my dog, you're basically talking about me. And he's fine. It's cute. Yes, it bothers me that he bites people, but I'm not going to do anything about it really unless it's convenient for me because it's not that big of a deal to me. The fact that he's rambunctious, that's fine. It's okay. He's cute. So she's okay with how Rocky is, and his criticism of Rocky is not sitting well with her, and she's taking it personally. Now, like I said, she's taking it personally, but I don't think it's unfounded. I am more so like Eric. I'm, as much as, okay, so I'm like Eric in the fact that I think these things, but I'm not like Eric because I don't say them out loud. Now, I'm not getting married to somebody, and I think if I were married to somebody and put in this pressure cooker, I would want to let them know how I feel right away. And I don't blame him for talking to her about it, but he does talk down to her and he does make her feel bad for the way that her dog is. And he doesn't like to back out of it. He just continues to push. And then when he does back out of it, he's like, well, if you don't want to change, then you can just go. In what seemed like the span of a 30-minute conversation, he told her that she could go, or she could end this, or she could quit, or she could leave 3 different times. And for somebody who is ready to run out of a relationship, that is not something you tell them. And I think he's trying to protect himself too, because then he takes it upon himself to say like, oh, now nobody stays with me. Nobody loves me. And she's like, what are you talking about? You're attacking me. And now all of a sudden it's about you. And she's like, don't touch me. I'm having a panic attack. Like, I don't know. I'm having an anxiety attack and I don't know what's going on. She feels like she's treading water. She feels like she's drowning. Now, I have definitely been in her shoes before. And how do you know what the right decision to make is? Because your natural instinct is to run, that doesn't necessarily mean that it is the right instinct. However, in this case, I think it might be because she isn't willing to be malleable. So they got, and when I say malleable, I don't mean that she isn't willing to compromise. I mean that she isn't Play-Doh that he can just shape into the person that he wants her to be. And I don't necessarily think she's wrong for not being malleable. So the night before, they got into an argument because they went out drinking, and I guess he couldn't find her for 30, 40 minutes. Because she'd gone to the bathroom and then like ended up on another side of the bar and like couldn't see him. And so he freaked out and they were arguing about that. And so, you know, these two are just not right for each other. They're not right for each other. They both need therapy. And they, at least she does. She ends up admitting it when she has a conversation with Brianna and Paige later on in the episode. So their next segment together is what? I don't know. But the segment before, the episode before, he ended up taking her flying, and they had such a good time from that. And then the night ended up terribly with the bar situation. Let me see if there's something. She says that every time you drink, you end up mad at her. Who am I talking to? Virginia says that every time Eric drinks, he ends up mad at her. And he says that he doesn't care about that. And she feels like she's failing, and he makes her feel like she's failing. And then they have another conversation in their living room a couple days later or a day later, and she completely shuts down. She is just like worried about Rocky playing and burying his bone or something, which sounds like a euphemism for sex. And Eric is getting frustrated because he's trying to communicate with her that her dog needs more discipline and that he can give the dog more discipline. But she feels like, no, he's my dog. You don't need to give my dog discipline. He's fine. And this is just like a metaphor for their relationship, I really feel. And he says that it has to do with his military background. And I think that they're going to have issues if and when they choose to have kids, because I think she's going to be very much more liberal with the kids and allowing them to do whatever, you know, hand paint on the walls if they feel like it, and, you know, giggling all the time. Not the kids, her, but like, and he's going to be more so like, no, they cannot paint on the walls. Like, no, you're going to get in trouble if you step out of line. And it's because I think that he's raised in a more structured upbringing that he enjoyed. And I don't necessarily know what her structured upbringing was or what her upbringing was, but she's bringing a more loosey-goosey sort of attitude towards it that he's not with. And again, I am Eric and Eric is me, I think. I think that I would be like that. I think that there's a certain amount of structure that needs to be had in order to keep a clean home, in order to keep an organized home. And I think that both people need to be on board with that, because it would bother the hell out of me. Now, yeah, it bothered the hell out of me. So I do get what he's saying. Thank you, Mickey. Thank you. I'm feeling more confident with wigs. It took me a long time. If you guys are interested in this wig, it is should be down below. It looks like it's crooked. It should be down below, linked, so you can go to Amazon, check it out, and if you purchase it, you know, your girl gets a little commission. So I think that he is going about it the wrong way and whatnot, because he doesn't know how to communicate and effectively, you know, communicate to this woman who takes in information different than he does. But I think I see myself in Eric. I do. I really do. I mean, your dog needs to, my dog is not trained the way she needs to be trained. And it's been frustrating for me because I can't have her like hang out with me, because at any moment she's going to pee on something. And I can't clean up dog pee anymore. Like, I just can't. So in the morning, she's got a little gated area outside. I put her in the gated area outside. If I feel like going out there and playing with her, I do. But mainly, I just wish that she was housebroken so she could just be here with me and not like attacking me. So if I were to walk into a situation where I felt like their dog wasn't trained enough and was causing me to have to do extra work, then I'd be annoyed. So yeah, I have to go ahead and admit that. I don't think he's right, but I think I am him. Okay, so let's move on. Next couple we're going to talk about. And the reason why I'm kind of rushing this is because those of you guys who are on the East Coast have to watch 90 Day Fiancé in 30 minutes. So I want to get you guys able to go watch it. So the next couple that we're going to talk about is Brianna and Vincent. So they're doing well. I mean, Vincent hasn't had any more childlike tantrums. I don't remember what happened with them last episode, but this next episode coming up on Wednesday, girl, we find out that Brianna has a legitimate scare of having children. Like, she is terrified of childbirth, which I know is a thing. Like, it's an actual thing that a lot of women, not a lot, but some women have. And I don't know how this mama thought that she was going to go on a show where why didn't she? That should have been something up front. I don't want kids, or I do want kids, but I want a surrogate, or like right away, because she's been alluding to the fact that she doesn't know if she wants to have kids right now. But I thought it was because she didn't know about Vincent. I didn't know it was because she was legitimately scared of childbirth. Whew, girl, that's hard. Okay, so I mean, I don't see anything crazy with them. They went bike riding and he let her win. And she had to do push-ups. And I'm like, oh, I used to be her. Just so thin that you never think about working out. Just never, it never crosses your mind. So then when you do have to work out, you're out of shape because you don't do it. It's just natural. I didn't even have a clue. A clue, girl. A clue. And the fact that she's in her 30s and she still like is like, oh, I have to exercise. I'm like, girl, God bless you. Anyways, so but she should, so that she can be in shape, because in case there's a zombie apocalypse, everybody needs to be able to run at least 5 miles, right? Don't you think? Everyone should be able to run at least 5 miles. I'm not saying like a full-on sprint for 5 miles, but I'm saying you should be able to at least give us a good jog. Well, not 5 miles. That's a long time. 3 miles. A good jog for 3 miles, you know? Because what if there's a zombie apocalypse and you got to run, sis? I would die. I'm just like, eat me. I'm not even running. I'm not going to even deal with the tightness in my chest and the pins and needles in my jaw and underneath my tongue, because I'm having an asthma attack. I don't know if you guys had, like, when my lungs seize up, like it gets tight in my chest and it feels like there's pins and needles in my jaw and on my tongue. It's very, very, very upsetting. So I think they're doing well so far. I think we're gonna find more drama with them next episode. But they have a cute little moment where in the bed with Cookie and talking about the kind of dates that they want to go on and how, you know, everything is going well with them. So now let's move on to our next couple, and that would be Clara and Ryan. Now, all is not well in this land, and Ryan is under the delusion that all is well in this land. Now, there's a couple of speculations about Ryan and whether or not he's a virgin. I think that he might be asexual. And I did a little research. I Googled it, which may not be the term that I think everyone, I don't know. I'd have to check I don't know. People who are asexual should tell me. This is just from WebMD, so it might not be actually true. So asexuality describes a lack of sexual attraction. Asexual people may experience romantic attraction, but they do not feel the urge to act on these feelings sexually. Asexuality is a sexual no, it's not. I don't think that's true. So I'm just going to skip that one. But the idea that that someone who is asexual, you know, has romantic feelings and can love someone, but they don't feel the need to act out that love sexually. So aromantic, because that's asexual, aromantic people have little or no romantic attraction to others. They may or may not feel sexual attraction. An aromantic person can fall into one of two groups: aromantic sexual people or aromantic asexual people. So, aromantic sexual means that the physical urge to have sex is something that you're cool with and you have, and so you do, but you don't feel romantic towards anyone. You don't have those loving feelings or like those romantic attractions to someone. And aromantic asexual people are people who not only don't want to have sex, are not interested in carrying out their romantic feelings sexually, they don't even have romantic feelings. So an aromantic asexual person, I don't know how they enter into a relationship or why they would, but I don't know. Maybe there might be something I'm missing. But yeah, aromantic is hard. It's hard because you don't have those sexual feelings. So if you are having sex with somebody, you may only be doing it because you know that that's what they want. Now, I don't know what's up with Ryan. And I keep bringing up the idea that if the genders were swapped and Clara was the one who wasn't ready to have sex, everyone would have a little more patience with her, except for me. Because honestly, I feel the same way. I don't buy this whole thing that women don't feel sex the way men do. I don't buy this idea that men are more sexually rah, rah, rah than women. I don't buy this thing. I don't buy that. And so because I don't buy that, I don't necessarily think that all women are like that. And I don't think that I don't think it has to do with gender. I think it has to do with people. I think anyone can be asexual, but women have more of the stigma of being asexual, of being someone who isn't really into sex, and she's more into being held and touched and shown love by giving gifts and stuff. But she doesn't necessarily need to have sex. I don't think that's true. And I think it's true in some women. I think it depending on what trauma they've had in their lives, or whether or not they're just genuinely asexual. And I think we do the same for men. However, and I don't think there's anything wrong with men being asexual or men like Ryan who don't want to rush into sex right away. However, that being said, if you are in a relationship with someone who does want to have sex, then you either need to get out of that relationship or you need to have sex with them. Period. Like, I don't believe that either party needs to wait until the other person is ready. To a certain extent, yes. But if you're trying to spend the rest of your life with somebody, then give it up. Like, see what that is, because that relationship is equally as important as the relationship that happens during the day or out of the bed, or depending on how you have sex. Like, that is not something that I would be, no. No, she's right. Because and if she were a male, I would feel the same exact way. Like, come on, girl, you came on a show and now you're being like, oh, I don't want to have sex with you because I'm uncomfortable. Like the whole Haley situation with Jacob, like if she's unattracted to him, fine. Like I get that. But like, no, I don't agree. No, I don't agree with that. Especially if the person is like, I'm a sexual person. I want to make sure that the sex we have is good. And if you are unable to get there that early, then you shouldn't have gone on Married at First Sight, because you only have 8 weeks to decide. And if you are unable to have sex with somebody within the first 4 weeks of intense being around them. So this is the reason why I find it where I'm like, no, is because it's different, right? You're not dating this person. You're not dating them. You're not seeing them once a week, maybe twice a week. You're literally spending 24 hours with them from the time you meet them, besides you going to work. So if in 4 weeks of spending 24 hours with somebody, or not 24, like what? 16, like why? And if you don't want to have sex with them, then how, like what? And my opinion might be wrong. Not wrong. My opinion might not be, what's the word? PC, or like, oh, Wahima, you're not being sensitive. But no, that's just for me. I don't think it's for everybody, but for me. So if I were Clara, if we hadn't had sex, and good sex, and sex where he was listening to me and at least trying, because you can tell when somebody tries and you can tell when somebody's not trying. You can tell when somebody's comfortable with toys and when someone's not comfortable with toys. So I need to know all of this about you. before I say yes, I want to be with you forever. I need to know this. And if I'm unable to know this, then I'm unable to say yes forever. So I yeah, I think she's right for being frustrated. And I think he's weird for being delusional about it and saying that he thinks that everything is going well. He thinks that he's 90% sure that his relationship is better than everybody else's relationship and that him and Clara are good. And I'm just like, no, I don't agree. So that was a little bit like, come on, you don't know. So then we have Jacob and Haley, and this has been a hard one because I think Jacob is so handsome, especially when they went out somewhere and he had those sunglasses on. I mean, he's definitely giving us meathead and he definitely has an awkward like sense of humor, but girl, it's not that bad. I've seen worse. And she's like, because she's unable to tell when he's giving jokes that, you know, that's why she's weird. Like, I think that I would have a good time with Jacob. I think as I would get that he's being sarcastic after a while. Like, I would get that and I wouldn't feel weird about it, but I'm not Haley. So unfortunately, I feel bad for them. I feel bad for Jacob in this situation. Jacob has this really awkward time with Vincent where Vincent is trying to talk to him. And Jacob is a man of few words. Like, I don't know why he thought he could be on a reality show where he was going to have to be filmed 10 hours a day and have to do confessionals and shit because he's not the best at it. You know what I'm saying? He's not the best at communicating at all. So Haley and Brianna and Vincent go on a double date and they go like pumpkin picking and sunflower picking. And there are no masks. So I don't know when this was, but it must be in the fall, right? And so they're just kind of talking about each other. And Brianna's trying to drop hints for Jacob. And Vincent is trying to drop hints to Jacob about Haley because obviously they all talk to Haley more than anything. And I hope that Jacob picked up on it. They have decided they're going to move forward and be positive and try to get to know each other and be friends. And they go-kart racing and she wins. And it's interesting because he says that he wanted to get married in order to have this kind of silly, frivolous relationship and do silly things with somebody. But when she won, he wasn't excited for her. Like, he wasn't like, high five, babe, like you did it. Like, I get that that's not his personality. But when she's being up, if it's up and it's up and it's up, then it's like if she's showing out this kind of like blah emotion, why isn't he meeting her? And I get it's not in his like flavor profile, like it's not who he is, but I wish that he would just give her a little bit. Just give her a little something, you know, a little support, a little like, yay, Haley did it, as excited. And she's like, yeah, my family, you know, if I hadn't won, it would have been a problem. And he's like, really? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, oh. And she even mentions that sometimes she's talking to him about things. And so it feels like she's interrogating him because she keeps asking him questions and he gives her one word answers or weird answers and then doesn't expound. Like, he's like, I once dated a girl who had pet pumpkins. And she's like, please tell me more. And he's like, let's say, no, I don't want to. And it's just like, okay. And then she's moving around his like creatine or whatever, his powders. And he's like, can you just leave it there? And she's like, I did. They're all in here. And she doesn't want it out on the cabinet counters. And it's just like, it's just this, they're just going back and forth, you know, being awkward. It's just weird. It's just weird. Like, I wish that they were able to just kind of get it together in a way. And it's like watching two people like high five, you know, she's like, how's your beef? How's your drink? He's like, it's good. It's good. I mean, try. I get it. Try though. Try. Would I be like that? Yes, I think I do have a way of being like that. All right. So then we move on to these assholes. And we have Paige, who's talking to her brother about everything that's going on and how she fell in love with the idea of being married. And so she stayed in it longer than she should have. She fell in the she lost herself because she fell in love with the idea of marriage itself. And then her brother gives her some words of wisdom. Her sister-in-law has a terrible wig. Like, it was like, what side? This side. It was like this weird side part. It was just like, I don't know what was going. It was just like, like this. But you could see more of like she had on like full camera, you know what I'm saying? Like just camera could just see all of her like kitchen. The only reason why my little beady beads aren't sticking out right here is because they've all fallen out. But like it is just like it was the worst wig. And brother gives her some words of advice and she takes it and she's sounding empowered and she let go of that whispery, I don't know, that voice. And so she was like speaking on top of her voice, you know, she was speaking with her chest, you know what I'm saying? And we loved it. Thank you, Julia. And so she's learned her lesson, I guess, and she's going to be better. Please, God, be better because I can't take it anymore. And then we meet with Chris and his mother, and Chris tells his mother everything that's going on. And it doesn't feel like his mother is totally on his side, but I don't think the mom was really for this arranged marriage thing anyway. And I wonder what they're eating. I really wanted it. It would look like mashed potatoes. It was like, And so he's just talking about how Paige didn't do her part. She wouldn't answer the phone. It's just like dumb stuff that nobody cares about. And then they talk about the dogs, and he's like, I don't care about Paige's dog at all. And every other person is like, oh, I love their dog. You know, even Ryan is trying to be cool with that husky, which I wouldn't be. That husky has a lot of hair, and the hair is Can't have a hair kind of dog in the house unless who's going to be cleaning? Not me. No. And yeah, so I hope all of his family and friends make him feel real stupid about the way he treated Paige. And to find out Mercedes doesn't even have a baby, all of this, and there's no baby, girl, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. All right, who else is there? I think that's it. We talked about everybody, right? So you guys, that's it. What do you guys have to say? What's in the comments? Nothing. Yeah, I mean, listen, this show is getting boring for me. I can't, it's like, how many episodes is it normally? Is next week the last episode or the week after? Because I don't watch this show. It's like 90 Day Fiancé is super long too. 90 Day Fiancé is usually 12 episodes, 13 if they're pushing it, and then 2 tell-alls. I wish it was just 12 and 1 tell-all, you know? But they're really trying to milk it. I'm also watching Seeking Sister Wives, which is, I filmed a video before I did this one with this look on it. So you're going to see that one in an edited video. And that one's interesting. And thank God it's only 42 minutes. How are you guys with these long 2-hour shows? It's hard for me. I'm going to be real honest with you. It's hard for me. Julia says 4 more weeks. Oh, no. Wah, do you have a fan on for effect? No, girl, I just have a fan on so I'm not sweating. It's not for effect. It's so that I don't sweat. Yeah, it's getting boring. Oh, Mickey says 90 Days Single Life is good and cringeworthy. Chris needs to give me her Discovery Plus information so that I can watch it. It's hard for me to keep up with these shows. I did watch Seeking Sister Wife today, and it was so good. It was so short, and it was so good. 4 more weeks. There's 4 more weeks of Married at First Sight. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, y'all. 4 more weeks. I think I'm gonna have to double up on these episodes because she cannot. 4 more weeks. Oh, Anika really wants to shout out Chris right now. Who told Chris he was attractive with that overhanging knee? He can't help it. You know what I'm saying? He can't help it. What makes him ugly is that his attitude. So then what happens is when somebody has a stank attitude, you want to call out every unbecoming thing in their on their face. And I try not to do that, which is why I don't like to talk about Chris, because I want to call him a Shar-Pei, which I already have. He looks like a Shar-Pei. Yeah. I'm over this season. I am over this season 100%. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna let you guys watch 90 Day Fiance. You have 6 minutes to get yourself together, to get your popcorn, get your wine, get your drinks, get it ready for 90 Day Fiance, and then I will film that video tonight with a different wig and a different shirt, but the same face. And then I'll have it edited and out to you guys. Same thing with Seeking a Sister Wife tomorrow. So you guys have a fantastic day. If it's evening where you are in Europe or Amsterdam, I hope you had a good Easter. I don't know if it's a holiday everywhere. Here in the States, either it's a Resurrection Sunday or it is Easter, and kids are out being cute, getting eggs. So I'm gonna take these eyelashes off and chill for a bit, and then start filming again. All right, you guys have a fantastic day. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. And if I've posted videos on this side of me, for those of you guys who are not watching live, just click the video, you guys. Show YouTube some love. It helps me out. When YouTube sees that you watch my video and then you stay on YouTube and watch another video of mine, they're like, oh my God, she gets people to stay on YouTube. She's worthy of us sending out her videos to the masses, because YouTube got mad at me in the year 2020. They said, oh, you weren't going to post? Guess what? We're taking away half of your audience. Half of your audience. They took it away from me, you guys. But she's okay. She'll get it back. All right. Don't forget to thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. I said thumbs it up. Yeah.